They held us in the airport for 5 hours.
Egypt has always been on my bucket list, but when you search online, all you ever see is negative news about the country.
But I have coconut head, and as a Nigerian woman, I went myself to see what everyone is talking about. Surely it can't be that bad.
I went with an open mind because as a Nigerian, we also get bad rep on the news, but it's not all of us that are like that.
That's why I don't plan to go to Egypt again as a Nigerian in the nearest future.
I felt so uncomfortable visiting Egypt, and I'm going to tell you why. So scamming is a big issue.
After being followed all day by the police on the road.
Once I landed, even me, I experienced my own shaggy.
The minute we landed in Egypt, that's where all the wahala began. Because they took my passport and the passport of everyone else that came on that Nigerian plane. For context, my plane landed by 9 p.m. and we didn't get to our hotel till 4 a.m. When they finally came to give us our passports, they didn't even ask any questions or anything. They just gave us our passports and left. No explanations, no, oh, I'm sorry for keeping you waiting.
It was so bad that the driver that we booked to pick us got tired of waiting and just left. The minute we got to our hotel, all the struggle at the airport just seemed worth it. We stayed at the Hilton Cairo Heliopolis, and it was a very clean, beautiful, modern hotel. The first 24 hours were exciting because I went with a tour guide to see the pyramids of Giza. Before we even got there, I could already see the pyramids. They were actually built to store the bodies of the kings of Egypt. They were called pharaohs. My tour guide mentioned that when they die, they go through those huge doors and store their bodies in their tomb. Our tour guide encouraged us to enter the pyramid of Pharaoh Khufu.
As I was just entering this place, I was just thinking to myself, Nigerians will never agree to enter this kind of place. They'll say it's a tomb of a dead person. Want to go and disturb the dead.
Not to sound dramatic, but the minute you get here, you are climbing up a hill. See how that guy is crawling down? It's the same way you will crawl up. And it was really hot because there are no windows and the heat was crazy. It's interesting to find out that such a huge structure, this was the only way in. This structure has been here for over 4,500 years BC, and over 1 million people come here every year just to see this. The end goal was to get to the king's chambers, and this was it. It was just a plain, empty room where his tomb was there, the tomb of Pharaoh Khufu, and he laid there and they probably found his body there. He ruled Egypt for 23 to 26 years, and according to history, it took about 20 years to build this pyramid. Now, this room kind of smelled like trapped time, like a room without windows would smell. More fresh air never felt so good, guys. Right behind Pyramid Khufu, there are these 3 tiny pyramids and they're called the Queen's Pyramids. I was already questioning why the Queen's Pyramids are the smallest. But anyways, my tour guide took the best pictures. He knew all the crooks and corners of this place and took the best angles. We even went up the hill and rode camels, and I'm going to show you guys the pictures shortly. But riding on these things were so scary. I was so worried that I would fall down, but the views were so worth it. Like once we got there, I was astonished at how beautiful it looked from up the hill. We decided to see modern Cairo after all of that ancient history, and we headed to Khan el-Khalili market. This place reminded me of Balogo market or Yaba market because it was very chaotic.
If you've watched up to this point, you have to like and subscribe.
Very nice. You could find things from spices, silver lamps, people calling you Habibi, my friend, every 5 seconds. And our tour guide took us to this place where they eat. We had mango juice, some roast, some Egyptian bread. Everything was really yummy. I can't remember the name word for word, but they were all very tasty, very delicious. The next day, we went to the Grand Egyptian Museum with our tour guide Mariam, and this place cost about 500,000 USD to build. The minute we stepped in, we were greeted with a statue that's over 3,000 years old of Pharaoh Ramses the Great.
King Ramses II, he died into the sea, something like this. So once we examined the mummy of the King Ramses II, we see that it has a lot of salt. We said maybe he was the pharaoh of Prophet Moses, but it's not confirmed yet because we found a huge amount of salt inside his body. Not only him, but also his son. He has his son, his name is Merim Betah. Also, his son has a huge amount of salt inside his mummy after the examination. We say that the ancient Egyptians, in order to mummify any body, they already use salt. to extract all the moist from the body. So they already have salt, but this is, they said the mummy has extra salt.
There was still so much to uncover in this place, so we walked around and found some interesting things.
Here we have the famous picture of Odudua. I know most of you have been wondering what this guy looks like. So this is Odudua, and this is his son after him. How do I know this is Odudua? Come. You can see. He wrote all of this. This is basically the history of Yoruba land. You understand? He wrote all of this. Yeah. So we have Odudua, we have Odudua's son, and then we have the writings. You understand? So if you don't know, now you know. Only in Ikorodu. Only in Ikorodu. And this is going for $1 billion.
With 24 hours left, we visited the palace of the founder of modern Egypt. He ruled Egypt for 43 years and his name was Muhammad Ali Pasha. Back in the day, it was very common for royals to get gifted animals and then they'll have it mummified. So there were so many animals here, over 100 mummified animals, including butterflies. In the same compound, they had their royal residential palace, and this place is a blend of European, Ottoman, and Persian styles. So there were all these really nice pictures and marbles on the wall, and they had like the dining section, different royal parts in the room essentially. I didn't go with a tour guide, so I'm just going to let you guys soak up this ancient historic beauty.
Ọlọ́ládé wáyé Ìkòròdú lọ̀gá wáyé owó ọtí wáyé tìbítìmádé wáyé Ọlọ́ládé wáyé Ìkòròdú lọ̀gá wáyé owó ọtí. Some people they want make I sober. Me I no be sober, cause I got Jehovah money. For where I dey, me I dey hallelujah. Them say
I felt like I was invading privacy as I stepped into their king's chamber because I can imagine lots of diplomatic meetings happened here. Whatever happened here probably stayed in here and didn't leave this room. It was very ancient and very golden.
Would I go to Egypt again? Maybe, because I only stayed in Cairo. I didn't go to Luxor, Aswan, all those other really beautiful places in Egypt. I would like to go back again, but I have to mentally prepare myself for that 5-hour hold up at the airport.
After 3 days of us exploring beautiful Egypt and eating delicious food, it was time for us to leave. But I would like to know, is Egypt in your bucket list? Let me know in the comment section. Remember, like and subscribe. Bye!